First method for deciding if two expressions are equivalent, or I guess it's not really deciding if they're equivalent, it's more checking your work. We'll talk a little bit more about why this doesn't necessarily work all the time. But first method is to evaluate. Some people panic when they see the word evaluate, but you can kind of see the word value in here. So it means to plug in or find a value. And the way we do this is we can just pick any number we want for x. So say we let x equal 6, and I just randomly pick 6 because it's my favorite number. You can pick any number you want. So if I plug in 6 for x, I would have 2 times 6 plus 4. I would add first since it's in parentheses, so I would have 2 times 10, which is 20. Now, if an expression is equivalent to my original expression, when I plug in 6, I should also get 20. So here's an example of an equivalent expression. 3 times x plus 4 minus 4 plus x. So again, if I evaluate this expression at 6, I should get the same answer. So I have 3 times 10 minus 10. Multiplication happens before subtraction, so I have 30 minus 10, which is 20. So I don't know for sure that these two expressions are going to work 100% of the time, but if I have already convinced myself that these two expressions are equivalent, and I've now checked my work, I can be pretty sure. I've convinced myself. I don't know that I've convinced a skeptic. Let's look at a situation where something is not equivalent. So this expression is equivalent. Let's look at one that is not equivalent and what happens. So if I have an expression 2x plus 4, which is not equivalent to 2 times the quantity x plus 4, and I replace x with 6, I get 2 times 6 plus 4. I multiply before I add, so I get 12 plus 4, which is 16. Since that's not the same as 20, these two expressions are not equivalent. This I can say with certainty. In order for two expressions to be equivalent, they have to give you the same value for every single value you plug in for x. So these two expressions are not equivalent for sure. These two expressions, I think I've kind of convinced myself they're equivalent. It works when I plug in 6. That doesn't necessarily mean it will work for every single number that I plug in.